Kia was being serious when they said they wanted to fill the budget gap of 3 lakhs between Seltos and Sonet with yet another car. But well, here we are welcoming the all-new Kia Syros. Kia Syros. With its tall boy and boxy stance, it's not just about filling the gap with yet another sub-4 meter, but it is also about filling the car with numerous tech features and a whole lot of space. So let's check it out, shall we? Just so you don't have to watch 2 different videos for 2 different options, we have got both the options right here. The petrol option, which is the 1 litre manual, and the diesel option, which is the 1.5 litre automatic. Both the cars have slight changes on the exteriors. What remains same in both the options is the headlights with the LED DRLs and the LED headlamps with 3 projector units vertically stacked, which sort of looks like ice cubes. Now coming on to the front of the car, you have a sort of EV look that is going on, taking inspiration from the global EV lineup like the EV9 and the EV3 with the upper grille sealed off. You get the Kia logo right here and 6 sensors going around and the silver and black cladding that comes over here. Now coming onto the side of the car, what's really concerning is the headlights are placed extremely on the outside of the car, which is usually not the place where we see them. So we'll just have to see how it turns out for the Indian roads, because it tends to get a lot of scratches around those parts. But to be safe, they have also given us a lot of black cladding over here, which is good. Now talking about the tire, we have 16-inch alloy wheels with different design over here, while in the top variant you get the 17-inch 3-petal alloy wheel. Now coming onto the rear of the car, we have the high-mounted L-shaped tail lights over here, a spoiler, a black spoiler, and then a lot of going on over here with just the Kia logo and the Syros badging over here. Now you have the silver and black cladding, which looks really well with the whole aesthetic that is going on. Now coming onto the side of the car, it is quite tall and the A, C and D pillars are blacked out, creating a sloping roofline. You also have the roof rails which are in silver finish, and you also have a lot of silver cladding going around. You also have the 360 camera based over here, and it is 3,995 mm in length, which is slightly bigger than the Sonet, and 1,665 mm in height. Entering that car, the top variant has the all-grey dual-tone finish with matte orange accents going around the car on the seat and over here on the AC vents. Now, the most interesting part about the car is the 30-inch Trinity panoramic screen, which includes 2 dual 12.3-inch infotainment system and the instrument cluster. And you usually have the climate control right here, but we have a separate 5-inch screen over here to control your climate. And then you also have the buttons, physical buttons over here. Now you get physical buttons over here for media, search, maps, home and the volume key. And then coming over here, you have a very accessible smartphone wireless charging port over here. And then the 360 parking buttons so that you can see wherever you're parking. It helps over there. A lot of storage when you see. Now coming over here, what you can do is you can either turn it up as a storage over here unit, or when you push it, it becomes a cup holder. Looking over here, you have quite a lot more storage, and then you have AC vents which are very integrated so that it doesn't look out of the place, and the whole look of the car is quite aesthetic. You also get 4-way powered driver seats and ventilation for all 4 seats, not just the front but the rear seats as well, and that's quite accessible. So let's check out the rear as well. Come on. There is quite a lot of space and I'm really impressed with it. Comfortably sitting over here, you have enough legroom, headroom, and if this is not enough for you, there is recline and slide option, so you can take the seat back and then you can recline it even more. What else do you need? Which is first in segment as well. And then if the front ventilation is not enough for the drivers, they have also added rear seat ventilation as well. So right here is the button to have your ventilation, and a good part about the car, you do not really get that in most of the expensive higher segments as well, but here we have the curtains, which is a good feature as well. And then we have the smart air purification unit over here, AC vents, and C-type charging ports over here, and you also have a lot of space to put your things here and a little extra part over here as well. So overall it is quite comfortable. The cushioning is really soft and it holds you in place. And let's not forget the dual pane panoramic sunroof, which goes and goes and goes on. So it's quite big, and that's really impressive for this segment of the car. Now before we jump back to the driving seat and have our hands driving, let's go check out the boot space. Now the Kia Syros has 465 liters of boot space, which is quite a lot. Now I've kept both the recline seat over here so that you can see how much space there is. We have 3 cabin luggages, my bag and a duffel bag right here. And if that's not enough, you can just take the seat forward and there is way more space to put more luggage inside the car. So that's really good. Now I'm driving the 1.5 litre diesel engine, which produces around 114 bhp and 250 Nm of torque. And this is currently the automatic gearbox. Talking about the torque, although this produces more torque than the petrol version, obviously, you do not feel the initial torque while you're accelerating. So that is something that I would have really liked in this car. Now obviously, since it's a diesel, you do not really have to worry a lot in terms of power and driving experience. But if you still want to have a better driving experience, I would definitely say you can try out the pedal shifters, and I'm sure you will enjoy it as well. Talking about the brakes are really good, and especially with 4 disc brakes on 4 tires, it is something that you can really enjoy. And the NVH levels for a diesel car, it is very impressive. It is very silent, not just on normal roads while you're driving at normal speed, but also at higher speeds. Driving on the highway, you do not really feel a lot of road noise coming in, so that's a good point as well. Nothing more about this car. Overall, the whole driving experience is quite satisfying, and it's just the torque, initial torque would have been really nice in this car, but overall it's a great experience. Now let's jump into the petrol car. So currently I'm driving the 1 litre turbo petrol engine, which produces over 118 bhp and 172 Nm of torque. And let me tell you, the torque is quite well distributed. This car currently is paired up with a 6-speed manual gearbox, which Kia has introduced for the first time in their lineup. And when we talk about the manual gearbox, the gear shifts are quite smooth until and unless you're not really stretching it out and you're not an enthusiast like me, then you can definitely work well on normal days. But overall, the gear shifts feel quite smooth and comfortable to shift. Talking about brakes, we have 2 disc brakes in the front, and they also feel quite comfortable. They are not bad at all. Kia specifically talked about reducing their NVH levels, and let me tell you, they have done a really good job because it is very silent. And while we were driving the diesel variant as well, for a diesel car, that was pretty silent as well. So good job on that. And driving at higher speeds, when you're driving, the car feels very comfortable to drive. It doesn't really vibrate, you do not feel any vibrations, and it is quite stable, so that's a good point as well. You get 64 colors ambient light feature in this car, and Android Auto and Apple CarPlay is also wireless, which is quite an amazing feature. We have the 2-spoke steering wheel over here, and it is very comfortable to hold on to. The car comes with level 2 ADAS, and the car also features Harman Kardon 8-speaker system, and we've definitely tried that out. It is decent and quite enjoyable. Kia has also focused more on upgrading their suspension system and focusing on improving drive quality, which is quite good. Even with the 16-inch alloy wheels, overall drive quality is very comfortable. Kia has definitely done a great job of filling the gap between Seltos and Sonet by bringing in the Kia Syros. It has great tech, great comfort and space, and good driving experience overall. And it might just be the largest sub-4 meter car available in the market. Now, if you're somebody who's looking to buy a mid-size SUV with ample amount of features and comfort, I think this car might be for you. but it all depends on the price range that the car launches at. If it goes above 16 lakh, it might be a hard sell. But if they manage to bring it between 10 to 16, I think the car will be a great success.